The rise and fall of Emperor Caligula, Rome's mad tyrant. A birth of promise. In the year 12 AD, amidst the grandeur of Rome, Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus Germanicus was born into a world of promise and expectation. He was the scion of a mighty lineage, the great-grandson of the revered Augustus and son of the celebrated Germanicus. His childhood, spent in the shadow of legions and military camps, earned him the affectionate nickname Caligula, meaning little boots, for the miniature soldier's boots he wore. The dawn of an emperor. The death of Tiberius in 37 AD signaled a new dawn for Rome. Caligula ascended the throne amidst widespread jubilation. The citizens, weary from the tyrannical and paranoid rule of Tiberius, saw in Caligula a beacon of hope and renewal. His initial acts as emperor were benevolent. He bestowed generous gifts upon the Praetorian Guard, distributed wealth to the people, and recalled exiles banished by Tiberius. Rome rejoiced, and the future seemed bright. Descent into madness. However, the Golden Dawn quickly turned ominous. Caligula's reign took a dark turn, plunging into an abyss of madness and terror. Ancient historians like Suetonius and Cassius Dio have immortalized his descent into insanity with tales that border on the fantastical, though their accounts are often colored by bias and political agendas. The Divine Emperor. One of the most enduring legends of Caligula's reign is his declaration of divinity. He proclaimed himself a living god, demanding worship and adoration from his subjects. Temples were erected in his honor, and he often appeared in public dressed as various deities, demanding that statues of gods be recast in his likeness. His hubris knew no bounds, as he even planned to elevate his beloved horse, Incitatus, to the rank of consul. Incitatus was treated with absurd extravagance, housed in a marble stall, fed oats mixed with gold flakes, and adorned with jewel-encrusted harnesses. Tales of cruelty and excess. Caligula's cruelty was as boundless as his ego. He delighted in the suffering of others, subjecting senators and noble families to sadistic games and whims. It is said that he enjoyed watching people being tortured and executed, often on mere whims or for his personal amusement. Families were forced to witness the brutal deaths of their loved ones, and executions became public spectacles. The emperor's incestuous relationships with his sisters, particularly Drusilla, further fueled the scandal. He adored Drusilla, treating her as his wife, and declared her a goddess after her untimely death, mourning her with a fervor that shocked even the most jaded Romans. Financial ruin and extravagance. Caligula's insatiable appetite for luxury and grandiose projects drained the imperial treasury. He squandered vast sums on lavish feasts, extravagant games, and monumental building projects. One of his most infamous endeavors was the construction of a massive floating bridge across the Bay of Baiae. This bridge, spanning several miles, was built solely to defy a prophecy that claimed he had no more chance of becoming emperor than of riding a horse across the Gulf of Baiae. For 2 days, Caligula rode back and forth across the bridge on his horse, clad in the armor of Alexander the Great, reveling in his perceived triumph over fate. The Reign of Terror. Caligula's erratic behavior and unbridled tyranny created a climate of fear and uncertainty in Rome. His whims dictated life and death, and no one was safe from his capricious wrath. Senators, once the pillars of Roman authority, were reduced to groveling sycophants, terrified of incurring the emperor's ire. Caligula's paranoia grew, and he saw enemies and conspiracies everywhere. His reign became a nightmarish game of survival, with the nobles and commoners alike trapped in a web of terror. Assassination. The emperor's madness and cruelty eventually sealed his fate. On January 24, 41 AD, a conspiracy led by officers of the Praetorian Guard and members of the Senate culminated in his assassination. Caligula was attacked while attending a theatrical performance. His assassins struck swiftly, ensuring his death was swift and brutal. His wife, Caesonia, and their young daughter, Julia Drusilla, were also murdered to prevent any claims to the throne. Legacy of infamy. Caligula's death marked the end of one of the most sensational and turbulent reigns in Roman history. His brief rule left a legacy of horror and fascination, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and film. Though the veracity of many stories about him remains in question, the image of Caligula as Rome's mad tyrant endures. His life, filled with grandeur and grotesque excess, serves as a cautionary tale of the corrupting power of absolute rule and the fragility of human sanity when given unrestrained dominion. In the annals of history, Emperor Caligula remains an enigmatic and controversial figure, a ruler whose reign, though brief, cast a long and shadowy legacy over the Roman Empire, forever etched in the collective memory as a period of darkness, decadence, and madness.